Week, he really talked about how he just hasn't had the whole team at practice. And you don't realize, you look at the sideline and you need, significant numbers to run certain drills. When you don't have that, you're not getting those reps during the practice week.
Opening faceoff goes to the Blue Jays, and we're underway here in Columbus. 72 degrees, sunny skies, a little bit of breeze blowing from right to left the way you watch at home. It is just perfect outside. Hopkins 2-5 on the season. The Buckeyes
there. But this is an offense that's, firing on all cylinders. Guys are finding their role. The Hopkins coaching staff has really done a nice job of getting these kids in the right spots to score some goals. So the Ohio State defense definitely has its hands full today.
The first shot misfired from Garrett Degnon. Hopkins retained possession, though, working around quickly here. Jack Keogh, who did not start the game but quickly ran on after the faceoff, misfired the pass. And now the Buckeyes will take offensive possession for the first time.
Yeah, that's a great rotate by the Ohio State defense right there. I know that's something that they've probably worked on, is just when Hopkins draws a slide, getting to those spots and rotating. You see him struggle here in the clearing game, which is something that you obviously want to make sure you do no matter what level, whether it be middle school, high school, college, pro. Got to be able to clear the ball first time and not give a team another chance.
Good defense right in the crease, but it kind of got flung toward the net and into the back.
His conferences deciding not to play, and some guys seeking opportunities elsewhere. And obviously, Kirsten has an opportunity at Hopkins to get a graduate degree. So, definitely can't fault him for taking that opportunity and trying to play some more lacrosse.
In the meantime, right now, Johns Hopkins is playing out front. They have essentially had possession this entire first 2.5 minutes of the game. They've already scored once. That one deflected away by the Buckeye goalkeeper, Alec Vandenbovenkamp. Graduate student from Hinsdale, Illinois.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to try and say that, but he's come on strong here in these last couple games. Getting the start, a couple games into the season, and it's been a real nice presence and a change up. Oof, it's good ball movement right there.
Sure is. Johns Hopkins strikes again. This is White possessing and circling back behind the cage. 8:58 and counting first quarter, 2-0 Johns Hopkins, and so far, the Blue Jays have pretty thoroughly dominated this contest. Buckeyes still trying to settle in. There's a quick shot from LeClaire, high left, and it stays on this end.
So I can't totally tell, but it seems as though Hopkins is in a little bit of a zone themselves. Now I think they've kind of switched back to man. Then Ohio State loves running this end-line play to get Jack Myers a shorty because he does a great job of feeding. But as you can see there, Hopkins defenders off ball do a great job of getting their stick up, right, getting the passing lanes, and then knock that pass down to deter the offense.
Mitchell Pelkey out there working as well. This is Mitchell with the ball. The shot on the left-hand side, and the Buckeyes are on the board.
Great ball movement, great patience by the Ohio State.
You think about the way Ohio State's played recently. Last couple of games since they were most recently at home against Maryland. The Buckeyes had road contests at Michigan and at Rutgers. Thanks to a great second quarter, they pounded Michigan 14-6, beating them essentially twice in a 2-week stretch.
Love hearing that.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong when you beat the team up north twice. You can't go wrong there. So that's awesome. And then obviously the Rutgers contest.
It really felt like they gave one away.
Yeah, talking to Coach Myers, right? They dominated the faceoff, dominated multiple facets of the game, but. At the end of the day, some Rutgers offensive players made some plays to give them the lead, and they held on to it. There we go.
All right, Jack Myers from a tough angle and without a lot of space beats Kirsten on the top shelf. And we are level at 2, so that frustrating opening 5 minutes.
Momentum, right? Because you don't want to make that one guy feel like he's got to do everything. So, when guys like Jack Myers are stepping up, Griffin Hughes, Johnny Wiseman, right, Jack Reid, right, when those guys are stepping up and making plays, that tends to free up things for Trey later in the game because obviously teams know who he is. They're going to come out, make sure they take away him first. If the other guys are playing at a high level, teams have to respect those guys, slide, right, dedicate resources to them. And that's when, Trey kind of pops up out of nowhere and, gets 3 in a row on you and really gets things going.
DeSimone got checked pretty hard behind the cage. Hopkins hanging tough.
Ohio State doing a great job of rotating, recovering, playing physical defense. You see them keeping their hands low, not fouling.
Shot clock about to expire, and right before it does, Hopkins strikes from up top.
Various moves that guys like to go to, and it's like, do you have the counters for those moves? Coach Myers credited Coach Laurie with getting those guys on the face-off X, dialed in this year with the new rule changes. So obviously we'll see what that battle turns into as the game goes on.
Ohio State has all the reason in the world here to be patient.
Yep, so we got a flag down. It's probably going to be a slash. I think the Hopkins defender
you could hear it.
Yeah, caught the Ohio State defender right in the face, right in front of the official. So probably one of the easier calls in lacrosse there. So Ohio State's got no reason to rush, right? They know they're going to get the ball back.
Shot clock's at 10.
They can't get a look here.
No, they get the look they want.
Here we go.
No flag
great
needed.
movement.
Beautiful. Pelkey scores, and the Buckeyes.
Because he had his hands free, and the ball went about 30 yards over the net. So we'll credit the Hopkins defense for deflecting that one.
Buckeyes looking for the place to strike. Jackson Reid works around, couldn't quite come up with a goal.
You see the Hopkins team, Trey Leclerc on this kind of top left spot here, really flying out, trying to get the tray.
Great ball movement inside, good looking shot, but it missed high and wide left. Came from Ryan Terefenko.
And Ohio State's getting a couple shots on this possession, but you see the Hopkins defenders are doing a great job of using the full length of their lacrosse sticks to alter those shots. So kind of similar to basketball. Oh, there we go.
Good shot. Terefenko in the scoring column for the first time since returning last week. Off the field, the way he tried to almost serve as a player coach in the time when he was on the sideline, his leadership traits. That stuff we have certainly heard a great deal about. But when you look at him and you understand what it means to be a captain in this program, what do you see that sticks out to you?
Well, with his play on the field, it's what he's involved in, right? So if you think about the fact that he plays defense, he plays offense, he's on the man up, I believe he's on the man down, he takes face-offs. He's essentially involved in every facet of the game. And at the college level, that's usually the role of 5 different people. So, having, filled similar shoes, I wasn't on the man up, wasn't quite there in some of my stick work, but having
he scores another one. Again.
Oh, he's having a day. This is great to see. This is great to see.
I know here as we get back on the field, the Buckeyes will restart things on the far side. Trey Leclerc on the restart. Hopefully Jackson Reid will be okay. Ryan Tarafenko, how about a 3-goal first half? In fact, 3-goal first quarter.
Have yourself a day. Ohio State, dominated the first half, and then Hopkins kind of found their footing in the third quarter and made it a game late. So, Hopkins, with this amount of time and their coaching staff and having the experience that they have on both the offensive defensive end, they're not panicked. 3 goals is nothing. We saw Ohio State, score 6 in the first quarter like it was nothing. So they're confident in their ability to get the ball in the back of the net. So no panic just yet from them. But they do need to stop here to prevent this lead from increasing.
Glad you brought up the coaching staff. It's a first-year staff at Hopkins, but ton of experience. Peter Milliman, the head coach. Buckeyes take a shot and put one home. Great work from Jack here. As I was referencing the coaching staff, one of the familiar faces, Johns Hopkins defensive coordinator Jamison Kesteser, former Ohio State, yeah, did I say that right?
Yeah, former Ohio State.
Kesterer,
Just Kester.
Okay.
So I actually had the chance to play for Coach K when he was here at Ohio State. Great guy, brings a ton of experience. He was on some of the Johns Hopkins national championship teams back in the 2000s. Obviously a guy that's been there before, been there on championship weekend. Back at his alma mater. I'm sure Coach Milliman is glad to have him on staff.
Boy, what a great interception by Zupasic, and a 6th goal of the season for Jackson Reid. And the Buckeyes balloon their advantage now to 5. Buckeyes got called for holding there. And the Blue Jays settle in.
And we just talked about not panicking.
Right.
But you do have to have a sense of urgency, right, if you're Hopkins. Even if you don't score on this possession, getting a quality look on net to make the Ohio State goalie make a save, I consider that a little bit of a win. And then you need to get a stop right on your next possession because you can't let this go to 6 goals, to get 6 goals with Ohio State rolling and clicking on all cylinders. So getting a good shot on net.
That counts.
Yep.
Great shot. Garrett Degnon. Ohio State and Hopkins right now middle of the pack in the Big Ten, with truly one of the best teams in the country, Maryland, at the top of the table. They are undefeated. played a great game with the Buckeyes, but ended up pulling away in the fourth quarter. And Rutgers, who is now 5-2 after beating Ohio State by just 1 goal this past week. Coach Myers told us he really thinks the quality of play in the Big Ten this year is good enough that it should be a 3-bid league for the national tournament. The Buckeyes are trying to exercise some of those demons they left out.
Awesome just to be here and continue watching these guys play and excel at the highest level.
We've got 6 minutes left in the first half. Ohio State 9, Hopkins 4.
Huge stop by the Hopkins team. I know Ohio State kind of just didn't connect on that last pass there across the crease, but you can take it however you can get it, whether it be the fault of the offense or you making a play. Now you have a chance to get this game a little bit closer and keep chipping away at this lead.
Omari DeBerry defending against Angeles. I believe it's the first time we've seen DeBerry run onto the field, but he could be a tough customer defensively, although he got beat there. Great goal by Jacob Angeles.
We're jinxing everybody today. We're actually we're jinxing everyone today. Ohio State's operating out of what is called the 1-4-1, right? And they're just trying to get the Hopkins team to rotate, and that just means that they're trying to get them out of place, out of sorts. And they actually got a really good look with Johnny Wiseman getting a shot from the top center position there. So you see how that defender comes over, causes a rotate. I believe that hit off of someone's head or stick.
Certainly sounded like it.
Yeah. So for you basketball fans out there, if you watch teams like Syracuse play in that historic or iconic, you could say 2-3 zone. The idea behind beating that zone was with ball movement, right? The ball moves faster than the feet, so you want to drag. You see how the Ohio State guys are dragging their defender, right? Trying to get them out of their position, and then moving that ball quickly back to where it came from.
Good shot. Boy, that's a really tough shot. Jackson Reid shoots low across. Pace the Blue Jays.
We only have 3 minutes left in the first half, and we haven't said anything about Trey LeClaire.
Yeah, hardly.
But the thing about it is, right, obviously Hopkins has made a point to neutralize him. But if you notice, right, you see all these other guys from Ohio State that are stepping up, right, filling that void. And then look for Trey to get some opportunities in the second half because Hopkins is going to have to slide to those guys.
Pick your poison.
Them. Exactly. So it's, you neutralize one guy, but then you have another, 3 to 4 guys, fill up the stat sheet, or you let Trey go off. And then obviously he's going to get guys involved.
Boy, what a shot. Garrett Degnon running toward the end line, shooting across.
So this is where the chess match of playing a team a second time comes into play, right? Is, when you're scouting, right, you're looking at several weeks of, plays. I'm sure Coach Crane has drawn up for the Ohio State team various plays that Hopkins likes to run out of timeouts. If you're John Grant Jr., it's like, hey, what play do I pick? Do I have a new play? Is there a new wrinkle to a play so it looks like something that they might have seen before, but then there's going to be some different ball movement and things like that.
This is Grimes to his left. 15 seconds. Grimes passes to Williams. Got the high screen. Cole Williams looking for shooting space. Well defended. Dumps underneath. Grimes was sitting there and dunks one. With 5.6 on the timer, the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays drew up.
Wing, that started with a failed clear.
The Turf Monster's never retired, has it?
It's undefeated. The Turf Monster is undefeated no matter what surface you play on. It's going to jump up and grab somebody eventually.
Buckeyes on the defensive end here trying to come up with a big stop at the start of this third quarter.
Ohio State sitting in their zone, so you see Hopkins to utilize and try and beat him with ball movement.
Cole Williams denied. So he goes back over to Angeles. 12 to shoot. Oh, perfect. DeSimone with a fairly easy pass right in front. And Brandon
goes on. You can get a stop, right? Give your offense some confidence to where, hey, we can kind of let our hair down, as we sort of say, and play a little bit. That's going to be very crucial moving forward. Ohio State's in their man defense, going to try and match up here.
This is Brett Baskin. DeSimone quickly fires it over. Oh, they had an opening and didn't take it. Instead, the shot came right-hand side from Jonathan Peshko, the freshman from Ontario, off target, but stays on this end. Blue Jays with Peshko again, and the second time counts. into the bottom left corner. Hopkins within one.
Has looked out of sorts on defense, and they're just taking advantage of that right now.
This game statistically is almost dead even. Buckeyes lead 10-9, each team 27 shots. Ohio State has taken one more shot on goal, and we are now level at 10 apiece. So after Peshko scores his first goal of the season, Johns Hopkins wins the faceoff, and Tyler Dunn goes sprinting. Some faint chance of let's go Bucks from across the way.
I think if you're Ohio State, you're not panicking on this, and I think you run your offense, you see what happens. Lacrosse is a game of runs, right? It's
LeClaire takes his shot, and he just missed the top left corner. That would have been a dart.
Yeah, you see Ohio State really favoring this kind of wing that's to the near side here, where you've got Reid and Trey on this one side, right? They're trying to obviously get the ball to their playmakers to see what can happen. Now they're going to work the other side.
This is Griffin Hughes. Good rotation. Inside.
Great
Did he step
move.
into the crease?
Going to give it to him? I think he's good.
Referee,
yeah, here we go.
Signal of good. Have gone in. Leading scorers in the game, all three for Ohio State with hat tricks, Reid, Myers, and Terefenko. Grimes has 3 goals for Hopkins. From the right side, step down shot, a little too tall.
Got ourselves a game. Got ourselves a game here. We thought Ohio State was going to run away with it, but Hopkins has done a nice job of climbing back into it, and this definitely resembles the first meeting where Ohio State got out to a big lead, and then Hopkins just kind of clawed away.
There's a big goal. Great job by Ohio State, coming right around the back and turns into an easy goal for Jackson Reid. It's home turf fairly well against Hopkins. LeClaire backpedaling, looking to pass over the top of the defense and skip one over there. Never pulled the trigger on it. 25 to shoot. Trey might have his chance, but then he held up.
Yeah, Ohio State early in that possession was trying to get a numbers advantage in the subbing game. They kept one of their defenders on who was guarded by an offensive player. So you're trying to see if they can get an advantage there. They didn't get it. Now they're running with their offense.
Pelkey got his chance to find a wide open Trey LeClaire in the high crease. And I want to build off something you just said there. I think you can understand the concept between the difference in panicking versus playing with a sense of urgency. But when you're on the field and you're in the heat of the battle in that moment, how much of a difference is there really between, hey, we got to get going now versus full-on panic?
I mean, it depends on the level you're talking about, and it definitely comes from, coaching kids up to work through situations and not freak out. And, obviously as you go from the middle school to high school to college to the pro level, everybody's IQ is where it needs to be, and it's growing, right? So obviously, I'm sure John Grant Jr. told the guys, like, hey, we're not just like going to the goal with reckless abandon trying to create something. Like, let's run our offense as they did here, right?
That's Peshko that scores again.
Yeah, so as they said, right, Coach Myers is telling his guys, hey, let's really use the clock to our advantage unless, we absolutely love the look we're going to get, or unless someone's wide open, right? You want to utilize the time because that's going to cause that, panic that we talked about Hopkins going through. So see them go very deliberate, very slow here. Make sure they use the entire shot clock so that way when Hopkins gets the ball, it creates a little bit of panic, a little bit of rush on their side, causing some mistakes.
Good work around the outside. Still 23 to shoot. What a play by Johnny Wiseman. Tough angle, running away from the goal, and he beats Curson up top. He's at a crucial spot.
Yeah.
Buckeyes now go up by 3 with 3:55 to play. Remember, this game was tied at 10. And after Hopkins did all that work to get it back from being down 10-5 to tie it at 10, it's now 14-11 Buckeyes.
Oh, this might be a costly mistake here for Hopkins. I didn't see the guy cut on the backside. Not the best decision to throw the ball back into the middle of your own offensive end. And that's why you don't want to do that.
Cole Williams.
Yeah, that's a classic mistake if you're going to turn in his 5 years here at Ohio State.
12 seconds and counting. That's pretty much going to do it. There is a flag down, but Ohio State can kill off the rest of this clock after Trey LeClaire helped knock that one free. What an effort by the Buckeyes. There's a final horn.
Good win.
Ohio State with 2 wins in the same season over Johns Hopkins. They opened the year with a 14-8 victory, and in a much more competitive game here the second time around. Both teams at full strength.